Tiz eating her oatmeal. I'm trying some Greek yogurt.
So I like these overnight oats. I like oatmeal, and these are good too. This macro-wise, they're not very good. 200 calories. There's only 5 grams of protein. So I'll finish these off and maybe try make my own. The guy suggested on YouTube making your own overnight oats, and then you can kind of use your own ingredients to increase the protein and better macros. That's why I want to try yogurt, because macro-wise, it's a lot better. 110 calories, and it has 12 grams of protein.
OMG, you guys, I need to get a fucking camera. I just vlogged for like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. It was 3 clips total, equaling over 20 minutes, driving into Wickenburg, talking about all kinds of stuff. I got to my first destination, which I was getting ready to vlog about. It was a great visit. And I noticed that the camera looked weird. The footage looked weird. I was in slow-mo. I recorded 20 minutes and vlogged in slow-mo mode, which means none of it's usable. But I can't tell on my little viewfinder. It doesn't tell me this. It just says I'm recording. I can see the framing. That's it. I couldn't tell that it was in slow-mo. I was driving. I had my glasses on. Epic fail. I just had my first meeting, and it went very well. Met the owners of this restaurant. The husband was in the kitchen doing slicing meat. He said, let's go talk to my wife. She's in the office. She does the ordering. Sat down, talked to her, did my introduction. Got a little bit of lay of the land, and potentially I already have an order, because who she currently uses, we're out of 3 things that they need. And I'm like, we have all those three of those things. I guarantee it. So we might get an order from her tomorrow and get our foot in the door. So I literally just walked out of their kitchen going, because I've been in this parking lot 2 times. 2 times. The first time I was here early. I watched the first person walk in the kitchen. I was like, that's just one person. I'm here a little early. Like, I'll come back. Second time I came back, and there was a bunch of people going in and out of the kitchen, like they were doing something, and it looked like it was too much. I don't know. I talked myself out of it. It's almost like I use it as an excuse, like, oh, I'll come back another time. I came today going, I need to at least walk into this kitchen at least once. And I did, and had a great conversation. She said she's going to email me her contact information. And like I said, potentially get an order from her, because she said she asked me specifically about one item, and I said, yeah. I said, we don't carry that, but I can get that. I know I can get that, because I buy a different version of that twice a week, and so very easily we can get that. And then she mentioned 2 other things. I said, we can get those as well. Those are easy. So again, I walked out of the kitchen basically hyping myself up, saying, I got this. Stop being a freaking wussy, talking myself out. Like, I need to talk myself into the more just going into these kitchens. And again, it's just the lack of training, the lack of experience in this field. Every time I've opened that door and walk into a kitchen, you never know who you're going to see on the other side. Most of the time, they're friendly, they're nice, it's great. But then every once in a while, you walk in and they're busy, and they're already in a bad mood, and they're just like, who the hell are you? Why are you walking in my kitchen? And you get that vibe sometimes. And I'm like, eh. So anyway, good meeting. I'm going to go across the street to one of our newest customers. He just sent his order in, but he had a couple questions. So I'm going to just go across the street and answer those questions for him. And then we'll get back on the road, and I will revlog and re-talk about the things I talked about on the drive-in. All right. So we've had a phenomenal morning thus far. I made the rounds, starting with that first conversation. Went across the street to speak to an existing customer briefly. Made it into Wickenburg, and immediately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been to 5 kitchens so far, and a couple of them I've already met and talked to. One I was just trying to get in and talk to, but I always missed the owner. And then another one was recommended to me, but I got there and the owner's not there. But I did drop off my contact information, and I have the person's name, so I will definitely make a return visit. And then I finally made it into one of the breakfast cafes I've been meaning to get to, but just timing has always been off. Either I'm here too early or I'm here too late. I got in there, met the owner. She absolutely fell in love with the idea of us being a family business. And apparently they get all their produce from down like at Costco and Restaurant Depot. So they literally go down and buy all their produce. They don't have any delivery. So the fact that we are family-owned a company and that we have no minimums, they can just order pieces and pounds as they need them. She's ecstatic. At the very least, I've made these contacts and I've at least had these conversations. So now it opens the door for me to come back a second time, a third time. And that's typically how I've gotten, the customers that we have now. For the most part, it's been the second or third visit of building that relationship for them to go, I'll give you a shot. So feeling pretty good so far. But it's 11:30. I got to start making my way through Wickenburg. I got a couple more customers to visit, and then I want to make my way through Aguila, and we'll go through Salome. We're not gonna go all the way down, and then loop back around and start heading back home because I do have DoorDash at 3:00. This is a dude ranch that does big events. It's wild, man. Like just out here, you really do feel like you're just in the middle of a Western. Just honestly, great conversations all day. I like after that first initial meeting I had, and like I said, I walked out of their kitchen like pumped, and like I pumped myself up. It's been like bangers the rest of the day. Like I said, a couple people that in fact, I just talked to a gentleman. This is the fourth time I've stopped by his restaurant and finally caught him. The first three, there was no one ever there. The first two, sorry. And then the third time, he was there, but he never answered the door. The door was locked, so I don't know if he was taking a nap or whatever, but I finally caught him. And good guy, but it's a steakhouse, only open 4 hours a night. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays, so it's very small, and he just doesn't use a lot of stuff. Mostly meat, steakhouse, right? Potatoes, sour cream, cheese, basics. So he just didn't think of us. He's like, yeah, I don't use a lot of produce. Salad mix, I think, was pretty much the thing. So we actually went down. He actually gave me a minute of his time, and we went down our list. And I mean, there's at least 8 or 9, 10 items that we could sell. And even if it's just that, like even if that's just the business that we get from him, again, we're literally driving by. This whole route is one straight line. So it's like, even if he just gives us, $100, it's extra $100 that wasn't on the truck yesterday, last week. So, yeah. And then that one was just a brief. That wasn't the right lady, but she's like, oh yeah, she just left, and they got an event coming up next week, so she'll definitely be interested in this. So yeah, like I said, very productive day so far. And if all the people that I got contact information from and sent my info to, if they send me an order today, we might have maxed out a van already. Like it's getting to the point where we're maxing out our van, and we can't even take our initial customers that started this whole route in the first place. We can't even fit them on the van. The other van has to come out here, which is a good problem to have. But we are about this close from buying a new vehicle. A friend of my dad's, another vendor, hit us up and asked if we were in the market, if we knew anyone that was in the market of buying a new truck. And my dad's like, we are actually. And then he was specific though. He said, not necessarily a bobtail truck. We're not looking for a dock height. What we really want is like a Sprinter van, like the Dodge, Ford, Mercedes, like real tall vans that I can stand up in. That's what we really want. But apparently this bobtail it's low. You can like step right into it. It does have a ramp. It's diesel, but it's automatic. So it doesn't get as good a gas mileage as the vans, but way better than our big trucks. So it's kind of like a good in between. And really, at the end of the day, if my brother Austin is like, if he looks at it and goes, yes, let's get that, then that's all that matters. I just, it's always one of those things where my dad looks at it and goes, oh, that's a good deal, we should get it. And it's like, but are we going to use it? Can we use it? Can all our drivers drive it? Like there's a checklist of things that we need to make sure before we pull the trigger on any kind of purchases moving forward. Because it's not just my dad and my brothers anymore. We have employees, and there's a lot of other things, other factors that have to play in there that I don't think my dad usually has ever had to think about before. So, but yeah, apparently the guy brought the truck over yesterday. They got to take a look at it. I think Austin was going to drive it today and give the final thumbs up or thumbs down on it. I hope it's a thumbs up because we are in need of another vehicle. Realistically, we're getting to that point where, like I said, vans are getting maxed out, and we're having to alter our routes just because we can't fit everything on one van. So, but then the bobtail trucks, the big trucks, are overkill. You could put both vans in one of those trucks. Not economical at all, and really, it doesn't matter how many drivers you put on the truck. It's still the same amount of time it takes to go from spot to spot to spot. It doesn't speed things up, so it doesn't make sense to put 2 people on one truck unless that truck is absolutely full and they're doing their full 8 to 10 hours just delivering. Then it makes more sense. Lunchtime. Got a new customer. The one I was trying to get. The one I've been working on. Like I said, all these visits. It's like every time I come, I miss the owner, or the owner's busy, and this trip has been nothing but circle back around and meet the owners. And I came in and I sat down to eat, and she saw me and she recognized me. And as soon as I was done eating, I made the play to say, I asked the waitress, and I said, "Excuse me, is that so and so?" And she goes, "Yes, she is. She's the owner." I said, "That's what I thought. I was just double checking." She goes, "Do you know her?" I said, "I've been trying to meet her, but she's always busy, obviously on the line cooking. Do you want me to get her for you?" Like, well, if she's not busy, she's not busy. So she goes in there, and she comes out, and she had an order waiting for me. She recognized me, and she was already putting an order together for me. I was like, "Oh, let's go!" So I'm so glad I stopped in. I'm so glad that whether I sat down and ate or not, I think is irrelevant. But obviously, when I came in, the restaurant was full. Even when I was sitting there with my food, other people had come and gone, so it was busy. But right at that moment, there was a lull. There was one table left just now when I left. So I came in the right time, and yeah, she gave us, nice little order. I'll take it. Gets our foot in the door. All right, so let's talk about the stuff I talked about this morning that got ruined. First and foremost, I've been talking a lot about journaling in the last few vlogs, and how I want to journal more. I've been actually using the app more, purely out of convenience. Before I go to bed, I pull my phone out. I'm already on it most of the time. I go to the journal app and just kind of document the day and say whatever I want to say. Very similar to how I do with my field notes book, which I did put a field notes book in my car as another, hey, I've got the opportunity. It's there. Pull it out, write down. Have it available to me at all times. Almost want to have it, make it an everyday carry, to be honest with you. So I am journaling more, but going back to what we talked about how the vlogs, in some people's eyes, are my journal. It's like I'm journaling via vlogging. And I did try to record a video journal entry, but there's a size limit. You can only put so much video into a journal. I don't know what the limit is. I tried Googling, I couldn't find it. I'm assuming it's a size limit, not a time limit. So again, I think it's designed for maybe 2 minutes or less, which is not ideal for someone like me. But nevertheless, thinking about the vlogs and my topical rants that I've been doing more often, because everyone says do it, we love it, and I'm feeling more confident in doing that and not caring about the loss of views. Because again, it goes back to the people that are here, not the people that aren't here. They're the ones missing out because they're not watching my video because of the title of the thumbnail, right? They see it. People are seeing, I see the impressions. They're choosing not to click on it. That's on them. That's their loss. You right here, right now, that's watching this video, listening to my voice, you're the one that matters. And so, I read your comments and I take it to heart. And if you're saying we want more, then we want more. Shout out to Old School Mark, which I think you took Mark out of your name. I just saw Old School this morning. But Old School Mark, the latest person to upgrade their membership to the Gotta Have It tier. That's 5 or 6 now. That just right there is another reassurance. No, you know what? And then Alfonso, I forget what your YouTube name is. You changed it. It's all video games are fun, or all video games are cool, or something like that. You upgraded today as well. So yes, we're at 6 or 7 tier 3 Gotta Have It members, which they're paying literally for more footage. Today, for example, you're going to get a fat extras video today because I've shot this part here at least 3 times, and so that footage is going to all go into another video, and the tier 3 members are going to get extra footage. Extra, they got to have it, so they're going to get more of it. I'm doing more of these long, talks and rants in the vlogs, and while I don't plan on stopping that anytime soon, I have thought about when there's something specifically, a topic that I definitely want to talk about. Like, I've got stuff written down, right? I wrote something down on Monday after listening to a podcast, and I was like, make a video about this, talk about this. I want that to be a standalone video. I don't want that to be encapsulated with my morning and my evening and it's in the mix somewhere. I want it to be something that it's the title and you know what the video's about, and maybe it's only 3 minutes, maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 20 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes, I don't know. But it's about that topic, and I want that to be a standalone video. Now, for the last few years, that's been a podcast. When there's something that I want to talk about in long form, I just put that on the podcast. With me wanting to bring back the podcast, and I really, really do, I want to bring it back to its original form, the idea behind it. Riffing with Clintus is me and somebody, me and a friend, me and somebody that I want to talk to. And that me and that person having a conversation and just shooting the shit. That was the original intent and idea behind Riffing with Clintus. And I've gotten away from that because I suck at planning. I suck at sticking to the schedule. I'm too easy to say yes to things and just, well, it's not that big of a deal. Commitment on something like that really doesn't have any kind of binding to it. With that being said, if I bring back the podcast where it's always going to be, or at least 90% of the time it's going to be have a guest, then I want to be able to have an outlet for my long rants and therefore make standalone videos aside from the daily life vlogs. Because I do the daily life vlogs because I enjoy the social aspect and because I'm rebuilding the channel with this style at its core. It goes back to what we've been talking about now for months, it seems like, that the YouTube, the return to authenticity and long form, slower videos, and there are different styles of that. You have people like Sam Sulik, which turns the camera on and just talks for 15 minutes while he's driving, while he's eating, while he's shopping, while he's working out, right? You have that style. Then you have the more cinematic, like Casey Neistat style, and a recent discovery that I found is a channel called Life of Rizza, or Life with Rizza, where it's very cinematic, a lot of B-roll, music, time lapses, that sort of thing. And she talks, and she'll talk either on voiceover or to the camera, but it's like less of the video. More of the video is B-roll and cinematic footage, and less of her actually sitting and talking, at least the ones that I've seen. And then there's a handful of other channels that I've recently discovered as well that are like that cinematic music B-roll style, which is the exact opposite of my style. I'm somewhere in between Sam Sulik and that style. I do get B-roll and try to capture some elements of like my drive or whatever I'm doing, but it's raw. There's no music. You hear what I hear. You're here with me is the idea. When I started vlogging, and I did vlogs back in the day, it's like, this is what I heard. It's like you're in the room with me. You're here sitting with me. That was the original idea. And some people like that, and some people I'm sure would like me to have music in the background. Some people would like me to have more, cinematic shots, which I get creative sometimes. That happens. It's just I'm usually too busy, too on the go to think about shots and planning, to be honest with you. One last thing I'll mention is a guy that I watch from time to time named Big E. He's been doing content creation for years. I originally was brought to my attention through my G Fuel rep, or my G Fuel manager, because he managed both of us. He's still with G Fuel, but I saw his videos like on my timeline on Twitter. He makes really funny satire parodies, on Instagram and TikTok and whatever. He's been streaming for years. He went from Twitch to YouTube to Kick. But recently he's backed off on streaming. He's been doing more long form video. He started doing a podcast. And I really like his setup where he gets 2 cameras. He has the one that he's talking to directly straight on, and then he usually has one at like a 45-degree angle, just kicked off to the side, that just kind of breaks up the scene and keeps your visual attention. Because I know that when I do my vlogs, it's just the same static shot for 10 minutes. Not very appealing to the eye. But at the same time, if you know this is what I'm doing, sitting in a car, then you don't have to pay attention to the screen. You can just listen to me. It almost becomes like a podcast. But anyway, Big E has been leaning more into these longer narrative style videos where he'll just pick a topic, he'll sit down, he's got his lighting, his camera's all set up nice, and then he just sits there and talks about the topic at hand. And I watched one of his most recent videos, and it's like, yeah, I want to do more of that. I want to get back to that. And again, for the longest time, those videos just went to the podcast. If I wanted to sit down and talk about something, it was like, sit on the desk, microphone, podcast. And with the podcast going to be back to more of an interview style, banter back and forth, I'm going to start doing more of those videos. So I guess all I'm saying is just don't be alarmed if one day you wake up and instead of a daily life vlog, you get a 10-minute video about something I want to talk about, because that's kind of where what's coming next. I don't think I'd post 2 videos. I don't think I'd post a vlog and that. It'd be one or the other. One video a day, really. The only time I post more than one video a day is like the channel membership video, where it's like, hey, I need to get this video out, but I still have a vlog, I'll post those videos, those topical videos, on days where I didn't really have a vlog. It'd be days, or the days where I don't feel like vlogging, days where I didn't vlog much. Nothing, for one reason or another, nothing happened and I didn't vlog it. I think those are the days where I'll have one of those videos like ready to go and just post it on those days. That way, there's a constant feed of content, regardless of how my day goes. It's kind of my thoughts on that. So, hope that makes sense. All right, you guys, fast forward a few hours later, I'm home. Door dashing was a disaster. We'll talk about it later. Been in the kitchen the last hour with Tiffany, cooking dinner, doing 2 different meals. She had her meal planned because I wasn't supposed to be home tonight. So she's got like an Italian thing going on here. She's got noodles. She's got some ground turkey and some zucchini, roasted garlic sauce. That's really good. She did her own spices and everything. And I put together a little Mexican chicken bowl. So we got some cilantro lime rice, we got some black beans, cilantro, avocado, key limes, hatch green chili sauce. And this is the final product. Ta-da!
Oh my gosh. I loaded this up.
Bryce's record collection. It all started with Guardians of the Galaxy.
With the player.
All right, so real quick, because I don't know about the covers. Obviously, that's Michael Jackson. What's this?
So it's JID, The Forever Story. It's like probably one of my favorite albums.
Okay.
It's Travis Scott, Utopia.
Okay.
SZA, SOS.
Okay.
Drake, Views. And Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost.
Wow. Look at you, cultured.
I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this up. I'm getting burned out. I'll admit the work from home days help get me through, but it's nonstop. There's just no breaks. And I'm not complaining about anything in particular, but So started door dashing. I picked up my second order, and my work phone started going off, text messages and phone calls, questions about product, orders, that sort of thing, while I'm driving, while I'm trying to, do this delivery. And I paused my dash after I did the delivery to park and get everything taken care of. And when I went to resume, instead of hitting resume, I hit end. So I ended my dash. And because it was 3:45, 3:50, whatever, it wasn't busy enough to just go back to dashing. So I lost my dash. So I made a whopping $16.75 in 2 orders. So I came home and caught up with Tiffany. We went for a little bit of a walk and then came home and started making dinner. Made dinner, ate dinner, came in here, put in orders for 45 minutes, and then went upstairs, helped Bryce hang up his record stands. And now it's 9:38 p.m. Going straight to bed. And that's my day. So this is why, people ask me about live streams or playing video games. Like, this is my day. If I'm lucky, I hit the couch by 9. I try to squeeze in some, research, or like I said, right now YouTube is my outlet. I kind of half joked but half serious told Tiffany I haven't played a video game, I think, in 4 weeks. I remember the last time I did it, but I don't remember when it was. I have to go back and look at my VODs, the last time I streamed, but just progress is being made. I feel positive about the direction we're going in, but I gotta find balance and find more time. Lose my freaking mind.